Okay, so how did we get... It's just supposed to be cows over here, not 3 goats. Girls. So, hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Let me get out of my ditch here, the ditch. Time to put the animals up, time to feed everybody's bellies, and it's time to talk about something and ask a few questions and maybe get you thinking about something. Of course it's you. Of course it is you. What are you up to, mister? Did you finish your dinner? Did you finish eating? You did. Yeah, you don't look like you've skipped a meal lately. Okay, so a couple of warnings before we start this video, because that's what we have to do these days. We don't have to, but this is going to be a ginormous trigger warning and a Spookyville warning. I'm going to scare you. So, boo, let's get it over with now. But I want you to think about these things. I've actually been holding out for about a week on this topic. You know, things have been going on and I didn't feel great and I wasn't sure how I wanted to word this. And I think a couple of you have probably come to this conclusion, so probably not going to be shocking a handful of you, but are you being set up? Are we being set up? Now, I am going to be speaking in like Megatron code, okay? Don't get mad at me. I know a few of you that don't want to have to read between lines a little bit, get a little upset with me, like just spit it out. No, I want you to use your thinking caps. Have you considered the whys or the why nows in a lot of the things that you're seeing? Now, obviously, we all have our own conclusions that we come to with different things, but why are there so many shortages? Why are we so open border? Why are things getting so expensive? Why are we sending all this money over there, but it's not being concentrated here? So every time you see something, you should be asking why and why now. That's just my opinion. I didn't mean to sound like I was trying to boss you around, a little bossy here. I'm not. I'm just saying that thinking about the whys is a good decision. Why are we having so much trouble in the last 6 months or so with things that are concerning our children? Why was there a baby formula shortage? Whether you're for or against breastfeeding or whatever, that's not the point here. It's the why. Why are the kids being just hammered down on a lot of other issues? Why? And the real meat and potatoes to this is, why are we running out of so many medications, especially when it comes to our kiddos? You know, basic ibuprofen or Motrin or guaifenesin or all the things that little babies and toddlers and infants and young kids need. Why? Now, back in the summer of 22, I have to get my years right, don't you? Can you believe it's already 2023? I really encouraged you guys, took you with me. I went out for an afternoon and I started picking up on a few things. This was back in like June or July. Okay, this is like 6, 7, 8 months ago. This has been quite a while ago. You know, I picked up on a few extra things. There wasn't a sense of urgency overall at that time, so no harm, no foul. We were seeing some shortages in a few things here or there, but it's not like you still couldn't. If it wasn't here, you could go to the next store or two and it was likely there. Well, we all know that's not the scenario right now for a lot of people in a lot of places. I talk to a lot of people, and I'm telling you, it is rough. You guys up in Canada, I pray for you guys on a daily basis. I could say so much right now, but I'm not. But, you know, I want you to think about this. How are the people in any society supposed to be prepared for anything if the items are not available? What if another situation like the one that we had in 2020 into 2021 comes around again? Oh, maybe in the next 2 years or less. But instead of it really focusing on affecting the elderly or those that are more compromised with health issues, what if it attacks children? What if something were to suddenly appear that is horrible in terms of fever and upper respiratory, and it affects children? And we haven't come out of a shortage of medications, perhaps. What if all of those things lined up in that way? What are you going to do? Have you thought about this? I gotta fix my little owl face. He's all tore up. Don't you find it funny that we're having all of these things happen right as a lot of what ifs are being talked about or proposed by big people? Here's what I want to suggest. You do your homework, please. Okay? Take what I said and apply it and think about it. I want to encourage you from this day forward, because I'm taking action myself, that you do everything possible to stay prepared in all ways that you can. But you really need to look at the potentials of what could be coming down the road. And therefore, you have to prepare for those things. Clearly, no one is psychic. Let's pray and rebuke all of these potentials. But here's my point. If your grandbaby gets sick with a severe upper respiratory infection, the very basics of guaifenesin could be a life-saving grace for that baby. If you have the opportunity, and I'm not telling you to wipe stores out and to hoard like crazy, because everybody is going to want to have a shot at these items. But I'm just saying, not everybody may be able to get these things. But in addition to that, have you thought about your skill sets to be able to help treat yourself and your family? I'm looking seriously now at several herbalist courses. And I was on the phone yesterday with one of my awesome buddies who is an herbalist. I know some things, but I'm not an herbalist. What I'm trying to stress to you is, think about it. 3 years ago right now, would you have ever predicted what you went into and to the point we are right now? The answer is no. Were you prepared when it hit? Were you able to handle it? Did you have medications and food and toilet paper and all the things that you needed so that you didn't have to worry? A lot of you probably did have some really good stashes to a point. That's wonderful. You my people. But what if we see it again, but on a different scale? If you want to bring somebody to their knees, if you want to bring a mother to the brink of no return, you go after her kids. Dads too, Mamaws especially. Get away from Nana. I want you thinking ahead. I want you preparing for the potentials. I want you reading between the lines, and I want you to think outside the box. What does your herb garden look like for this coming spring? Tomatoes and okra and all of these other things we cherish because we have to eat, and food is wonderful. But there's other things you may be missing off of that list. So I want to ask you right now, are you asking why, and are you prepared for potentials that you could see, I don't know, a year, 2? And if the supply chain issues continue and the inflation continues and social unrest were to set in, if they ever did, it's going to be more difficult to have things that you need. My husband is supposed to have pieces for his sleep apnea machine. We were told 5 weeks ago that we would get it in a week. Still not here. He's okay, everything's fine, but that's not my point. My point is, time is of the essence. Big time. If you have an opportunity to learn something, to grow something, to set something aside that could make or break a situation for you, or especially young people, young folks in your family or in your community, I don't think you should wait until you start hearing rumbles of something happening. I'd be getting ahead now and asking why. The puzzle pieces will come together when you do. I hope this video finds you well. I hope it helps you. I hope it encourages you. I hope it does not scare you. We do not fear, we prepare. We do not stop. Like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you being here. Guys, I'll see you on the next video.